Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The Young and the Restless Tuesday, June 11 update, Victor's sneaky plan, Jack the revenge target and Victoria's temptation, The Young and the Restless. INR spoilers update for Tuesday, June 11, reveals that Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, will spill some secrets to Lauren Fenmer Baldwin, Tracy E. Bregman, regarding Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, and the issues that could be snowballing into worse problems. I and our fans know Jack decided he couldn't be Nikki's sponsor anymore after Diane Jenkins Abbott, Susan Walters, gave him an ultimatum. Although Nikki accepted Jack's choice without complaint, she might still have some concerns about changing sponsors and how that'll affect her recovery. Nikki will open up to Lauren on Tuesday's INR episode, so she may talk about this sponsor swap as well as Victor's lingering Jack-driven rage. Victor still wants Nikki to stay away from Jack, but she refuses to give up a friendship that means a great deal to her. That's causing some conflict in Nikki's marriage, so she might turn to Lauren for guidance. Across town, Victor will unveil a business tactic that'll shake up the Newman family and could set the stage for some upcoming drama with the Abbotts. Of course, Victor could face some naysayers once he offers updates on his intentions, especially since he previously denied having any sort of plan when Victoria Newman, Amelia Heimel, asked him. No matter how things play out, Victoria and Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, will end up in a situation that they've been in before. Adam and Victoria have definitely done plenty of clashing over Newman Enterprises in the past, so more business-related hostility may be brewing. Although Victoria has stepped away from the family business to focus on spending time with Claire Grace, Haley Aaron, even Claire herself has been pushing Victoria to get back to work. Victor might try to pit his kids against each other since that's a pretty common strategy he uses. If Victoria gets riled enough at Adam, she might be tempted to announce some Newman Enterprises comeback news. Whatever the case, Michael Baldwin, Christian LeBlanc, will compare notes with Lauren later and voice his own concerns about the Newman-Abbott rivalry blowing up again in a big way. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Victor will target Jack along with Jabbott, so stick with us for predictions on how Jack might retaliate. The morning sun rose over Genoa City, casting a golden hue across the Newmans' sprawling estate. It was a beautiful day, but there was a palpable tension in the air. The Young and the Restless had been full of surprises lately, and today was shaping up to be no different. Victor Newman, the patriarch of the Newman family, sat in his study, a glint of cunning in his eye as he meticulously planned his next move. Ever the chess master, Victor was orchestrating a scheme that promised to shake the very foundations of his enemies. His target, Jack Abbott, his longtime rival. Victor's plan was more than just a business strategy, it was personal, a vendetta that had simmered for years. Victor had always been a man of many secrets, and today was no exception. His plan involved a sneaky alliance with an unexpected partner, someone close to Jack. As he reviewed the details, he couldn't help but feel a thrill of anticipation. This plan, if executed correctly, would not only cripple Jack's business, but also strike at his heart. Meanwhile, at Jabbott, Jack Abbott was unaware of the storm brewing. He was focused on expanding the company, unaware that his oldest enemy was setting a trap for him. Jack's thoughts were interrupted by the arrival of Ashley, his sister, who brought news that their latest venture was facing unexpected challenges. Jack, ever the optimist, assured her they would overcome it. Little did he know that the challenge was orchestrated by none other than Victor Newman. Across town, Victoria Newman was dealing with her own set of complications. Running Newman Enterprises was no easy feat, and Victoria had proven herself to be every bit as formidable as her father. However, her professional prowess was not the source of today's turmoil. It was her heart that was causing her trouble. Victoria had found herself drawn to a new face in Genoa City. David, a charming and enigmatic man who seemed to understand her in ways others did not. Their connection was intense, and she felt a temptation she hadn't experienced in years. David was everything she wasn't supposed to want, especially with her complicated history. But temptation was hard to resist, and Victoria found herself contemplating the consequences of giving in to her desires. As the day progressed, Victor's plan began to unfold. He had planted a mole within Jabbit, someone who would feed him critical information. This mole was none other than Phyllis Summers, who had her own scores to settle with Jack. Phyllis's alliance with Victor was a dangerous one, but she was desperate and saw it as her only option. Phyllis, always a master of manipulation, played her part perfectly. She fed Jack false information about a lucrative deal, making sure he bit the bait. Jack, trusting Phyllis despite their complicated past, took the information and moved forward with the deal, unaware that he was walking into a trap. Back at Newman Enterprises, Victoria's day was interrupted by a surprise visit from David. He had come to see her under the pretense of discussing business, but the electricity between them was undeniable. As they talked, the conversation drifted from business to more personal matters. Victoria found herself opening up to David in ways she hadn't with anyone else. She knew it was dangerous, but she couldn't help herself. The temptation was too strong. Victor, ever the puppeteer, watched from the sidelines as his plan started to take effect. Jack was on the brink of making a disastrous business move, and Victoria was distracted by her budding romance with David. Victor couldn't have asked for a better outcome. As evening fell, the drama in Genoa City reached its peak. Jack, eager to finalize the deal, called a meeting with his team. Unbeknownst to him, Victor was already a step ahead. He had bribed key players to back out at the last minute, leaving Jack with a sinking ship. The realization hit Jack hard, and he knew he had been played. His first instinct was to blame Victor, but he couldn't prove it. Victoria, on the other hand, was facing her own dilemma. After her meeting with David, she couldn't stop thinking about him. She knew she was playing with fire, but the allure was too strong. That night, as she sat alone in her office, she made a decision that would change everything. She decided to pursue her feelings for David, consequences be damned. Victor, satisfied with the day's events, poured himself a glass of scotch and sat back in his chair. His plan had worked flawlessly. Jack was reeling from the failed deal, and Victoria was distracted. But Victor knew better than anyone that the game was never truly over. There would be repercussions, and he was ready for them. As the stars twinkled over Genoa City, the residents prepared for another day of intrigue, betrayal, and passion. Victor's sneaky plan had set the stage for a new chapter in the ongoing saga. Jack, now aware of the betrayal, vowed to find out who was behind it and make them pay. Victoria, emboldened by her decision, looked forward to what the future held with David. The Young and the Restless continued to live up to its name, with each character navigating the treacherous waters of love, business, and rivalry. And in the midst of it all, Victor Newman remained the master of the game, always one step ahead, always plotting his next move.